Hi, I'm Rachel Kerr Schneider. Thanks for joining me today. I want to spend a few minutes elaborating on a book that I told you about called And God Said by Dr. Joel Hoffman. He is a guest on my new show, Spirited Prosperity, which you'll be able to access here on my website. And the premise of his book is how translations conceal the Bible's original meaning. And Dr. Hoffman has a PhD in linguistic theology, which means he knows a lot about the languages of the Bible. And as you can see here, the translations of the Bible, there are just so many of them. And I've always come from a place where I thought the more translations you read, the better. And I know that when John was sick, he preferred the Message translation, which is more contemporary and uses dialogue very similar to modern day language. But there's everything from the King James to the New American Standard to the Open Bible Expanded Edition to the New Living Translation. There are just so many of them. And Dr. Hoffman's premise is that, the King James Version is kind of the core at which all these other translations come from. And that there are fundamentally some things with the King James Version that perhaps are flawed. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily wrong. It just means that they are there is some room for different interpretation or translation, be it. So I would encourage you to, if this is something that is of interest to you. I know for me, it is because there's so many messages from the Bible, right? And the more that we can understand what the message is really trying to get to us, the better off we are. And I know that for a lot of people, reading the Bible can be confusing. It can be discouraging. It can be lonely. It can be challenging. It can be just fraught with a lot of anxiety because you're not understanding it, or the language doesn't seem right, or did Jesus really talk like that? So I think that if you can, check into the show, because Dr. Hoffman has some really great ideas and share some really great information on that. And it's not about not reading other translations. It's about taking what you can from each one of them, but really looking at what it is that God is trying to tell us, and how sometimes that can get lost in translation. So read on, carry on, and just know that any way that you can communicate and read the Word is better than none. I'm Rachel Kerr Schneider. Thank you for joining me today.